Ouch! 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 Stop! Ouch! Stop! Hello, fellow Clashers. This is Valentino of Clan Los Phoenix coming at you with Episode 9 of Val Does Clash. And today we're going to look at 2 war raids from our current war with Clan Bubba that is full of Bubbas. Oh, and look at my base, guys. The blue walls are back. I think Supercell must have rolled out an update last night that gave us our choice of blue walls or the new orange walls. Either that or I'm recycling old footage to save on production costs. Or I'm just full of crap altogether. Y'all decide. Alright, let's get to the first replay. This one is brought to you by yours truly. I'm going up against Bubba number 1 of the Bubba clan. I'm going for 3 stars in a glider-esque type attack. This base has already been 2 stars in our war, so anything less than 3 stars is a complete and utter fail on my part. Okay, here's my plan. I'm going to drop the queen in this east corner, put the healers behind her, try to clear out the wizard tower and that mortar there. We don't want those guys doing splash damage against our witches. They're a little delicate, a little temperamental. We want to try to keep those girls happy. Now I put my Barb King in the upper corner. Oh, look, I enraged him at the perfect time. That was a noob move. Okay, the witches are down. I almost forgot to put the jump spell in, but luckily I remembered and steered the skeletons right back towards the middle. And already you can see problems with this raid. I wanted my king to work his way towards the middle of the base, but instead he kind of went on the outside. He's doing his own thing there. And like I've already said, I already screwed up his ability. So he's just about out of this. He'll pick up a few percent on the outside, but he's not going to be just real helpful for this raid. In the meantime, my queen is actually doing a pretty good job. She's down here. She just took out another wizard tower. She's working on another mortar right now. That's all great news for my girls in the middle. And speaking of the girls in the middle, they are doing exactly what I need them to do. They just popped the town hall. There's a single fire inferno in there. That's not going to be much problem. The skeletons go right for it, take it down. But unfortunately, the Teslas are there. There's an X-bow just mowing through my girls. And after watching the replay, I realized what happened there in the middle. After the single fire inferno went down, a huge wave of skeletons turned around and used the jump spell and got the heck out of the middle. With all of the skeletons in the middle gone, everything turns on the queen, fires on her. Mr. T on the pig doesn't last but just a few seconds, and just like that, this raid is over. I have a few healers who are just kind of floating there, taking bullets to the face. I guess they don't have nothing better to do. However, I do have one more trick up my sleeve. I have my poison spell. I drop it on the crossbow and watch. And here we go. Go, 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 go. Well, okay. It didn't do too much. And with that, my 3-star attempt ends up with 2 stars on a base that's already been 2-starred in war. I call that a fail. I went ahead and modified my logo, guys, to save y'all the trouble. Okay, let's take a look at our next raid for the day. It is Rokoi going up against, let's use a different name this time. Let's go with Brian. Alright, Rokoi versus Brian of Clan Bubba. Rokoi is trying to do the same thing I was trying to do with my attack. This base has already been 2-starred in war, so it's 3 stars or nothing. And Rokoi, don't worry. If you fail your raid, I can always make you a cool logo too. Alright, back to the action. Rokoi has dropped a few wall breakers to get into the side of this base. He's dropped some golems. The golems are working ahead. His heroes are out. He is trying to get to the defenses over here on this side of the base. If you look at Rokoi's troops, he has balloons and he has some hounds. So this is going to be an air raid. And putting out your heroes first for an air raid is highly unusual. Usually people put out their hounds, they put out their balloons, and they hope to get the 50% of the town hall with those troops. And they'll have their heroes in reserve just in case things don't work out. I think it's safe to say if somebody's coming at you with their heroes first and you look down at their army and you see a bunch of air troops, you may be in trouble, especially if it's somebody you think has got some skill. Okay, the hero phase of this attack is over, and out come the air troops. Here come his hounds, here come his loons, it's on. One thing that Rokoi does way differently than me is that he put out his balloons in packs of 3. When I use air troops, I usually put out my loons in a straight line, or I might make a V around two sides of the base, or maybe a semicircle around one side of the base. I've never tried the packs of 3, but as you can see, it looks pretty effective. And at this point in the raid, there's not too many defenses that are going to give Rokoy a hard time. The balloons are working on a crossbow that was set to ground, so that was no problem whatsoever. They just popped the air defense and the wizard tower right next to it. He had a few more balloons left in reserve for this other end of the base, and they are now working on defenses that only fire ground troops. So now really the only thing working against Rokoy is the clock. The balloons that were at the bottom of the base have to float themselves all the way to the top of the base. There is one mortar up here at the top that is costing him some time. If that mortar had been down, the balloons could have already been working on these barracks down here at the bottom end. So the first time I watched this, I was thinking, he's not gonna make it. I'm gonna pause it right here, guys. What do you think? Is this gonna be a 3-star, or is it gonna be 1 or 2 buildings short? There's only 34 seconds left. What do you think? I don't know. I don't remember. Well, actually I do, but I'm not gonna tell you. That's my attempt to make you watch all the way to the end. It's kind of shallow, but oh well, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Anyway, let's get back to the play-by-play. The loons and the pups have just popped the town hall. They're moving towards the elixir storage. The lava pumps at the south end of the base are working on what looks to be the second to the last barracks. There's 2 buildings left, 5 seconds, 98%. There goes 199, 3, 2, 1. Boom, it's gone, it's over. 3 stars for Rokoy of Lost Phoenix. And congratulations, Rokoy. That was a masterful attack. I really enjoyed watching it. Looking forward to more of your replays. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe below. Come back next time for the epic conclusion of this war, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And remember guys, nobody does Clash like Val does Clash.